You're listening to Mid-Morning in the Cities on Rewind 93.9 WYEC.
Rewind 93.9 WYEC, Mid-Morning in the Cities. I'm Sean Patrick, and we're joined by the Executive Director of Women's Connection here in the Quad Cities, Elesha Gayman. And Elesha, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me on today.
I wanted to have you on because tomorrow it's Take Our Daughters and Sons to Work Day, and the Women's Connection is working together with the Boys and Girls Club to help promote this and get people to take their kids to work.
Yeah, well, we're out doing this because we have so many talented women throughout the community that are in our organization that have really interesting and unique careers, and we really want to showcase that to other young women who may not have those role models as examples and really engage them in different career potential for themselves in the future.
The goal here is to just show kids some unique, getting kids into the workplace and showing them what it's like on a daily basis.
Yeah, well, tomorrow we'll be going out to, today, we'll be going out to Alcoa with Big Brothers Big Sisters, and they will be showcasing a lot of the different employment opportunities that are available in a high-tech manufacturing environment. So they'll be looking at things like everything from office work that's done there to actually getting to see the factory floor and seeing all the engineering and math and science and technology jobs that kind of surround modern-day manufacturing. And so it's going to be a great opportunity for them to not just think, what you see from sitcoms and old factories is kind of what people have in their mind, but to actually see in live person what that means and be able to talk to people who have those jobs so that they can identify how they, came to their career paths and how they would go about pursuing something in those fields.
Elesha Gayman, the Executive Director of Women's Connection here in the Quad Cities. Our guest today on Mid-Morning in the Cities talking about Take Your Daughters and Sons to Work Day. It's coming up tomorrow. We'll continue this conversation after this. Mid-Morning in the Cities presented by Curves Davenport on Rewind 93.9.
Mid-Morning at the Movies with Sean Patrick and Linda Cook. Fridays on Mid-Morning in the Cities on Rewind 93.9 WYEC. You're listening to Mid-Morning in the Cities on Rewind 93.9 WYEC.
Elesha Gayman, the Executive Director of Women's Connection, is our guest today on Mid-Morning in the Cities, and we're talking about the Take Our Daughters and Sons to Work Day, which is Thursday across the state of Iowa and across the Quad Cities, actually across the country, right?
Yeah, actually, this is a national movement. We actually were blessed to have Marie Wilson come in last January to do a leadership luncheon for our women, and she was the national founder of Take Your Daughters to Work Day, which has now been Take Our Daughters and Sons to Work Day. So we're really excited to be able to promote that here locally this year.
When it comes to just getting kids out there and exposed to the workplace, it's an educational event.
Yeah, absolutely. We want kids to be able to get their hands on something, and so that's one of the things, Big Brothers Big Sisters has done a really good job of laying out the programming for us as far as being able to have the kids actually look at and operate some of the things that they'll see today and tomorrow, and be able to really kind of understand what goes in behind the scenes on different work. So it's not just about getting a lecture or sitting down and learning. They're actually going to get some hands-on to kind of practice what demonstrating.
And it's not just about moms and dads taking their own kids to work, but if you're somebody who has an interesting profession, inviting kids in to take a look around.
Yeah, and that's actually what we're kind of gearing this year towards. We kind of have modeled it a Take a Daughter to Work Day, mainly because there's so many opportunities that, you may get to see your parents' profession, but maybe their profession, one, isn't something that you're looking to pursue, and or maybe you have an interest in another area where you don't have access to an adult in that phase. So this is really about reaching out across community barriers and looking at ways we can engage people in career fields that maybe weren't traditional for them, or maybe they hadn't had the opportunity to think about, and really inspire them to see what is available and what is out there for them to pursue.
Elesha Gayman, the Executive Director of Women's Connection here in the Quad Cities, is our guest today on Mid-Morning in the Cities. We've been talking about their effort alongside the Boys and Girls Club of the Quad Cities to promote Take Your Daughters and Sons to Work Day, which is tomorrow. We'll continue this conversation and wrap things up next by talking about the latest with Women's Connection. You're on Mid-Morning in the Cities, presented by Curves Davenport on Rewind 93.9.
While you enjoy the greatest hits of all time on your radio, you can get the latest local news on your mobile device with QuadCityDailyNews.com. You're listening to Mid-Morning in the Cities on Rewind 93.9 WYEC.
We are talking today with Elesha Gayman. She is the Executive Director of Women's Connection here in the Quad Cities. We're talking about Take Our Daughters and Sons to Work Day, which is Thursday. But I also wanted to mention Women's Connection. I'm sure you've got some events coming up. With Women's Connection is always busy in the Quad Cities.
Oh, yes, absolutely. We have about 800 women members in the Quad City area, and that's, one of the nice things with us partnering with an organization for an event like Take a Daughter to Work Day, because we have so many women working in various capacities throughout the community. But we do have a fun event coming up on May 5th, which is coming up right before Mother's Day, and it's our annual Girls Night Out. We have a comedian coming in, Jackie Kashan, who will be doing a comedy show, and then we'll have a dinner at the Radisson in Davenport.
How can ladies who would like to attend find some information?
Anyone who wants to attend can visit our website at womens-connection.org, and you can order tickets online and get all the event details, such as the time that it starts and location. Well, obviously Radisson, Davenport. But any other technical questions about the event will be located on our website.
And I'm sure they can find out more information there as well if they would want to become a member.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we do have membership information. We also do a program for our new members where we have a new member breakfast that the Hotel Blackhawk actually sponsors for us. And so we're very happy to be able to go on and have a breakfast where new members can meet each other and they can learn how to use our website and the benefits of their membership.
Well, Elesha Gayman with the Women's Connection, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
If you missed any part of this interview with Elesha Gayman, the Executive Director of Women's Connection in the Quad Cities, you can catch it online in a few moments in our Mid-Morning in the Cities podcast at QuadCityDailyNews.com. QuadCityDailyNews.com, powered by local radio. Mid-Morning in the Cities is presented by Curves Davenport. We've got the greatest hits of all time. Rewind 93.9 WYEC.
Got a tip for our newsroom? Call 309-517-9312 to connect with QuadCityDailyNews.com.